Oh, I think we got it. I got it. Might be held together with duct tape and popsicle sticks. Scores 2-0. Scores 3-0. Someone comment in the comments if you hear me. Come on, Kathy Fugger.
Look. Goal coming at 37. Goal scored by number 3, Elliot Strauss, assisted by number 19, Blake Schrader. Strauss and Schrader.
All right. Okay. So 3-0. Goals by Crouch, Randall. I'm not sure who got the other one. The internet's holding as of right now. Let's see what we can do about a scoreboard, but don't hold your breath. 3 minutes to go in the first period. Saints winning on shots, 15-3. A little flustered. Randall controls, taken away at the center ice. Head back into the zone. The Mohawks try and center. Randall takes it away, sends out the far boards to Michael Poles. Poles has got it. Taken away, and now he's got it back. Kicks over to Randall. Randall working in front of the scorer's table into the zone. Reverses his course in the corner. It's knocked off his stick temporarily. Poles battles for it. He'll chip it by Waddick. Molenkamp back to get it. Plays it off the boards ahead to Fugger. He'll send it into the zone. Now ahead to Michael Poles again. Mohawks knock it away. Picked up by Randall. He'll be offsides. Ethan T is in for the faceoff. Played back to Anders Hill. Anders chips it ahead to Orr. Orr gets it inside the zone, drives it wide, sends it towards the middle, bouncing puck. Skids to the near corner. Played back behind the Mohawk net. They'll send it on the far side. Held in by Anders. Dumps it down the boards. Karam's out in front. Battle for the near boards by Tees and Eubanks. Now back into the neutral zone. McDermott's got it there. Plays ahead to Eubanks. Eubanks sends it into the zone. Played down behind the net. Or will go back to get it. Mohawks overskate it. Orr's got it in the corner. Back to the blue line to Hill. He'll dump it back to the corner. Sauer now down to get it. Battles for the puck there. Now it squirts out. Oh, big shot. Saved by Edelman. We'll get Maddox Mitchell, Ethan Sauer. Waddick out. They're backed by McDermott and Hill. Puck's down, sent to the corner. Mohawks pick it up there, ringing around the boards. Elbow to the head of Sauer, no call. Now back to the corner it goes. Mohawks wrap it around behind the net. Waddick takes a big hit but holds the puck in. Now Waddick takes it out of the corner, plays it back. A little hot for Anders to handle, but gets it down. McDermott from the blue line, shot. Stopped in front by the Mohawks D. Chipped back out, held in by Waddick. McDermott sends it back, the Mohawks take it. Played all the way into the Mohawks defensive zone. Chipped ahead. Going to go back to the corner where Anders Hill chases it down. Plays it up to Mitchell, gets just a piece of it. Wyatt Powell chips it ahead all the way down to the corner. He'll dig it out there. Tries the center. It's taken away by Mason City. Knocked back down the boards. That's Elliot Troush. Took a knee. Shot. Saved by Endelman. All right, so I got a camera, an iPad that's dead, another phone that's questionable at best, and a laptop that doesn't work. And 3 seconds left in the first period. So there's some time coming to figure this stuff out. Shot blocked. That'll do it for the first period. Shots on goal after one, 17-3.
After the first period, Saints 3, Mohawks 0, shots on goal for Cuba 17, and Mason City 40.
Trevor Breen in net for the Saints. And this broadcast is just going to suck, and it's just going to be what it is. Michael Poles, Cooper Smith, Jack Fugger, Elsie Sukocha, and Tyler Randall head out to start the second period. I need some time on that clock. There we go. Puck's down. Controlled by Mason City. They'll carry it into the zone. All right, back to live action. Mason City chips it down to the corner. Elsie back to get it. She'll play it behind the net to Cooper Smith. Smith sends it cross ice. Here gets a piece of it, sends it the length for icing. Molenkamp's got it, sends it up the boards. Eubanks battles for it there. He'll take it back behind the net. Play it over to Molenkamp. Molenkamp sends it back up the boards. Fired towards the net. Waddick will run it down the corner. Eubanks gets there first. Eubanks up the middle. Carries it all the way in front of the benches. Works it into the zone. He gets knocked off the puck in the corner. Sent around back behind the net. Cleared the length of the ice. No icing. Molenkamp back to get it in the corner. Played up the boards. Orr's got it there. Sends it out the far side. Eubanks picks it up. Sends it into the zone. The Mohawks will spin it back. All on cross ice pass. Picked up by Molenkamp. Retreats back to his own defensive zone. Plays to Waddick. Waddick now back behind the net. Over to Molenkamp. Back to Waddick. Slides by his stick. He'll work it up the boards. Chipped up. Knocked down by Ethan Sauser. He'll send it wide. Max Mitchell's there. Mohawks knock it back into the zone. Carried back out. Sauser will chip it out again. Now it's Molenkamp over to Mitchell. Just under his stick. Waddick down the board. Centering pass. Just out of the reach of Sauser. Chip back behind the net. Waddick knocks it down there. Mason City clears it back to the corner. Sends it around. Mitchell lets McDermott play it. He'll chip it down to the corner now. Mason City now around to the near side. Anders chips it back into the zone. Powell will chase it down. Played back. Sauser's got it there. Sends it down to Powell. Powell shot. Side of the net. Edelman will cover it. Or a whistle. $12-19 left in the second period. Puck's down. Powell battles for it there. Charles shot in front. Oh! Edelman pulls it just out the line. No. Edelman blow the whistle. Holy cow. Looks like Ethan Fox may be having some technical difficulties too. Powell in for the faceoff. Puck's down. Played over to McDermott. Sends it over to Schrader. Schrader sends it on net. Tipped before it got there by Powell. He's got it now back behind the net. Works it over to the corner. Centering pass. Knocked away. Still in possession. Now the Mohawks steal it at center ice. Knocked away by Troush, and Powell will run it down. Dumps it back to Schrader. Schrader top of the circles. Spins away from one. Dumped on net. Over the net of Edelman. Over the head of Edelman. Net too, I guess. Back behind the net. Troush centers it. Schrader gets it loose in front. Sent back behind the net again. Taken away by Schrader. Mohawks will send it back to the blue line. Anders Hill has it there. Gets it down to Blake. Cross-ice pass. A little too hot to handle for Elliot Troush. Spins it back behind the net. Tries to chip it back up the boards. Mason City takes it away. They'll wheel it out to center ice. Into the corner it goes. Chipped up ahead. Mason City battles it back down the board. Now it's knocked loose. Honors Hill will run it down. He's got Elliott Trout with him. 3-on-1 the other way. Bouncing pass over to Jack Fugger. Couldn't be contained. Now Fugger centers it. Randall comes in, knocks it loose. Michael Poles in the action. Mason City takes it back away. Anders sends it over to Tyler Randall. He'll carry it in the zone. Down to the faceoff dots. Works behind the net. Pops out the near side. Drops off there for Elsie. Elsie walks it down to the faceoff dots. Trades off with Michael. Michael sends it over. Cooper Smith can't quite hold it in. That's offsides. With 10:16 to go in the second period. So I got 25 people watching. Thanks for joining. Sorry for the early technical delays. Jack Fugger now into the zone. Wrapped around the far side. Elsie holds it in there. Gets it down low to Fugger. Fugger centering pass just out of the reach of Cooper Smith. He'll chase it to the near side. Now down to the corner. Taken away. Michael Poles picks it up. Fugger now just outside the blue line. Carries it in. Nice little toe drag. Tops of the circle. Shot. Saved by Edelman. She'll bat it away. Cooper Smith steals it at the blue line. Now he'll carry it back in. Tops of the circles. Works his way down to the goal line. Back behind the net. Diving Mason City player knocked it loose there, but they'll wrap it back around to Orr. Tries to fire it down the boards. It's knocked off his stick. Now Poles knocks it in. Saints will get a line change. Mason City out the far side, off the boards. Held in by Molenkamp. Chipped down below the goal line. They'll work it around the near side. Battled on there. Tees in the corner, hits the brakes, finds some space. Works it back behind the net. It's chipped over to the far corner, wrapped back behind the net now. Eubanks will go in and try and get it. Knocks it off the Mohawk stick. Now played all the way back. They'll get it by Waddick. Mohawks are off to the races. Nice back check by Ethan Tees. Molenkamp chips it ahead to Orr. Orr gets it out of the zone. A little too hot for Eubanks to handle. Sent cross ice over to Waddick. Waddick high off the glass. Into the Mohawk zone. They'll circle back behind the net of Edelman. Sent right up the middle. Taken away there by Waddick. Dumped in. Eubanks will pick it up at the faceoff dots. Fires on net. Loose kicks out to Powell. Another save by Edelman. Shots 23-3 in favor of the Saints. 24-3 now. Pucks down. Played back to the corner. The Mohawks try and chip it up the boards. Held in by Anders. They'll get it down to Ethan Sauser. Sauser's got it again. Drops off there for Anders. Anders sends it towards the net. It's wide. Mitchell picks it up on the far side. Gets it off to Sauser. Now it's knocked out to center ice. Taken away by McDermott. Wheels to the far side. Chipped by him. Big Jordan Endelman. Forces it down to the corner. Waddick comes in to help out. Sent back to the Mohawk blue line. Set wide of the net. Picked up there by Sorensen. He'll dump it back behind the goal line again. Wraps all the way around to the far side. Waddick forces it loose. He's got Salazar in front of him. Chips it up to him. Salazar's 1-on-4. Those are terrible odds. Shot on net. Saved by Endelman. .707 to go in the second period. Saints up 3-0. Shots on goal 25-3. Puck jumps over Elsie's stick. Cooper knocks it loose. Now sent back into the zone. Cooper Smith back to get it. He'll retreat, sends it to the corner where Elsie picks it up. Up into the netting for a whistle. Puck's down. Mohawks have it. Send it back to the corner. Elsie picks it up there. Chip back up the boards. There we go. Now, Blake Schrader chips it over to Elliot Troush. Elliot races it into the zone. Tries to find some room. Sent back behind the net to Schrader. Schrader works it to the near side. He'll send it back to the corner for Elliot. Elliot finds some space, sends it to the middle. Powell can't quite get a good solid stick on it. Elliot, nice cut, turns in front of the net. Laid up the boards. Schrader holds it in, kicks it down to the corner. Now it's battled for. Powell's got it in the corner. Spins it off of Schrader. Shot, saved by Edelman. Schrader again, still battling for it. Strauss on the far side, gets it down low, off the skates of Powell. Powell sends it over to Jack Fugger. Hits Michael Poles, fresh off the bench, tops of the circle, rolls off his stick. Mason City takes it away, and they'll force the attack. Dumped into the zone, pops behind the net of Green. Bowenkamp picks it up there. Long cross-ice pass, hits Fugger. Fugger works his way up across the red line. Knocked into the zone, spins it off. Mason City, full head of steam the other way. Taken away by Randall. He'll drop it off from Molenkamp, sends it over to Waddick. Waddick hard off the boards. Back to the Mohawks blue line. Now they'll counter. Chipped into the zone. Taken away by Michael Poles. Mohawks fire it into his shin guards. Battle on at center ice. Jack Fugger sends it back behind the net. Mason City will pick it up there. Cross ice pass taken away. Oh, just out of the reach of Molenkamp. Nice back check by Orr. Sent back behind the net of Breen. Waddick sends it to the corner. Chipped out in front. Nice save by Breen. Didn't get credit for it, so maybe it hit someone in front. Randall now gets it ahead. Chipped in by Poles. Poles gets the butt check. Sent around to the near side. Played out to the blue line. Honor still holds it in. Works it to the top of the circle. Bouncing puck. Can't be corralled. Now sent back out. Honors has it just outside the blue line. The Mohawks will dump it in for an icing. We'll get Ortiz, Eubanks. Backed by Hill and McDermott. First down to the corner. Tease battles for it there. Four players just hugging each other in the corner. Now it kicks out to the far side. Played out. Anderson at the blue line. Dumps it back in. Saved by Edelman. They'll fling it to the corner. Again, held in by Honors at the blue line. Sent down low. Orr gets a piece of it. He'll wheel it from the top of the circle. Shot fired just wide of the net. Karam's all the way to the far side. Big hit on Tease there. Still maintains control of the puck. He'll play it back to McDermott. Fires it back down the boards. Nice pirouette there. Tease has got it outside the blue line. Dumps it back in. Bouncing puck. Kick save by Edelman. Mohawks will work it back out. Chipped it out to the far side. McDermott runs it down. Plays it back behind the net to Honors. Honors battles for it in the near corner. Tries to play it up the boards. Mason City back to get it. Flung wide of the net. McDermott lets it go. Now he'll retreat and get it. Back behind the net. Jumps over the stick of Honors. Still on the near boards. Kick down behind the net. Endelman picks it up there. Nice defensive play by Waddick. Sent on Breen. He'll cover for a whistle. Sauser in for the draw. Wins it over to Cooper Smith. Smith backhands it around the boards. Picked up on the far side by Mitchell. Mitchell chips it up the boards. Sauser runs it down. Mitchell's going to get a penalty. 2 minutes, being too tall. Might be ice stick. Elsie and Cooper will stay out on the kill. They're joined by Randall and Poles. Randall in for the draw. He wins it back behind the net. Cooper gets it there. Wraps it around the boards. Mason City can't hold it in. It'll go the length of the ice. Sorensen picks it up back there. He'll retreat behind his own net. Michael Poles says, I'll take that. Chips it to the near corner. He's got Randall in the middle. Bad pass there. Chip back to center ice. Cooper Smith sends it back in. Picked up on the far boards by Mason City. Spins away from Randall. Works it up the far side. Now sent out to the middle. Cross the blue line shot. Saved by Breen. 1:41 left to go in this second period. We'll get Anders Hill, Carter Molenkamp, Ethan Tees, and Elliot Trush. Tees to the draw. Mason City wins. They spin it down the near boards. Now back to the blue line. Oh, Tees had a piece of it. Cleared out of the zone by Anders. Mason City back to get it in their own defensive zone. Back behind the net. Long cross-ice pass. Chip just outside the blue line. Molenkamp sends it back. Troush is going to win this race. Battles for it back behind the net. He's got it pinned against the boards. 1-on-3. Terrible odds. Never tell Elliot Troush the odds. Tries to send it out in front. Edelman will cover. I don't think that one's in the power play playbook. We got Poles and Randall out with Hill and Molenkamp. Still 44 seconds left on the Maddox Mitchell penalty. Minutes to go in the period. Randall wins it back. Molenkamp can't quite hold it in the zone. Plays it over to Anders Hill. Anders hard off the board in front of the bench. Sent into the Mason City zone. Now back. Anders sends it on net. Saints clear the zone. Endelman will set it up behind the net. Mason City works it out to the far side. Slow pass right up the middle. Those are buddy passes. Michael Poles on the blue line. Hit the puck with his stand and then skated in the zone. Reached back to get it and he was offsides.
Let's get down. One more night.
Randall in for the draw. Mason City wins. Played back to the corner. Michael Poles is going to be the first to get it there. Dances away from one. Still battled on the corner. Mason City works its way out. Long cross-ice pass. Into the zone. That was offsides. Penalty's over. Still 13 seconds left in the second period. Scores 3-0 for the Saints. Shots on goal 28-5. Where was this team last night? Powell in for the draw just in front of the Mason City bench. Pucks down. Elsie plays it ahead to Troush. Troush, 8 seconds left, gets it into the zone. Picked up there by Powell. Powell, high slot shot, saved by Edelman. 2.4 to go on the clock. Pucks down, sent to the near corner. That'll do it for the first period. Second period. Time flies when your computer sucks. Shots on goal, 29-5 in favor of the Saints. Scores 3-0. We'll take a break, clear the ice, get some Gatorade. Tyler Randall had the first 2 goals, assisted by Michael Poles and Cooper Smith on the first one. Michael Poles and Blake Schrader on the second. And Elliot Troush scored the third one, also assisted by Blake Schrader. Just about got his own there, Blake Schrader did. Sends it back to Molenkamp, back down to Schrader on the boards. Fire towards the net, and there it is, the Blake Schrader goal. So 4-0. 31 shots to 5 here. Just 20 seconds into the third period.
Saints goal coming at 14.
Pucks down. Saints play it up. Sent back into the zone by the Mohawks. All the way back. McDermott back to get it. Plays it up the boards to Fugger. Mason City takes it away. Into the attacking zone. Top of the circle. Sends it towards the net. Back behind the net of Breen. McDermott. Couple big hits there. Pops right back up. He's a tough kid. Jack Fugger now takes it into the zone. Dumps it off for Michael Poles. Tops of the circle. He's got it there. Wheels it towards the middle. Shot. Deflected high and wide. Ethan Fox has his hand up, and that'll be a delayed call for the Mohawks. Roughing. Ooh, I got my audio on. I want to listen to the sound of my own voice. Not sure what you people do. So the Saints out on the power play. We'll get Schrader, Randall, Fugger, Poles, Anders Hill. Pucks down, controlled by Mason City. They'll force it to the corner. Sent back to Anders Hill. He'll go D to D over to Michael Poles. Back to Hill. Sends it over. Tyler Randall from the tops of the circle. Shot. Fired wide. All the way back up to center ice. Anders Hill sends it over to Randall. Randall wheels it down the center. Into the zone he comes. High slot. Drops off for Anders Hill. Walks all the way down. Shot. Goal for Anders Hill. Power play goal. So at 13:33, Saints have run the score to 5. Probably because they know I have my scoreboard working now. Scores from around the league. It's the Metros ahead of the Riders, 1-0. And Waterloo currently beating Quad Cities, 2-1. We'll get Sauser, Waddick, Mitchell out. Wins it back to Elsie. Elsie goes to Cooper Smith. Sent up the middle. Nice catch by Maddox Mitchell. Works it, tops of the circles, fires just wide. Edelman thinks about clearing it, but Ethan Sauser gets in there and says, no. Work down the boards. Elsie from the faceout dot gets it to Sauser, back to Elsie. She'll kick it back to Cooper Smith. Sends it down to the corner. Anders Hill from Schrader and Michael Poles. Mason City sends it back up the near side. Sauser pulls it off the board. Chips it up into... Elsie finally finds another girl. Cross-checks her to the head. You're going to get a penalty for that, Elsie. Red roll works all the way down. Cooper Smith chips it off his stick. Waddick gets a piece of it. Fox says roughing. Oh, you know that was cross-checking to the head. But we'll take roughing if that's what you say, Ethan. So we'll get Michael Poles, Tyler Randall, Cooper Smith, and the late joining Carter Molenkamp. Oh, Anders Hill comes out. Randall into the dot. Puck's down, sent back to the point. Mason City sends it in, saved by Green. He'll hold on for a whistle. Faceoff moves to the other side. Randall still the man at the dot. Wins it back. Fired in from the blue line, saved by Breen. Kicked out to the boards. Randall chips it off the boards. It's knocked back down by Mason City. It's in the defensive zone. Overhead. Can't throw it overhead. Randall to the dot. Wins it back. Anders Hill. Weak shot up the boards. Endelman sends it back up. Comes all the way back to the blue line. Fired in. Blocked in front by Carter Molenkamp. Doesn't look like he's feeling the best right now. Chipped off the high boards. Michael Poles picks it up. Molenkamp hobbles his way to the bench. Chipped all the way in. Michael Poles is going to be the first one there. Spins away from one. Takes an elbow. No call. Mason City advances it back out to neutral ice. Into the attacking zone. A little too fancy there. Picked up by Cooper Smith. Fired out the long way. On net. Edelman stops it. Michael Poles forces the issue behind the net. Sorensen picks it up there. Spins it out the near side. Plays it ahead to Jordan Edelman. Goaltender's brother. Fired in. Saved by Breen. Whoa. Green keeping it interesting for you at home. With 11:30 left in the third period, scores 5-0 in favor of the Saints. Shots on goal, 33-8. Puck played back to the blue line. Fired in. Cooper Smith gets in the slot, plays it back out. Sent through the middle, tipped away there by Smith. Now it's Elliott Troush on the far side. Elliott chips it around one. He's got a little speed. He's got some room. Rip. Goal by Elliott Troush. Elliott's second of the game. Making it 6-0 in favor of the Saints. Tees will stay out. Still 26 seconds left on the Sukocha penalty. Tees wins it back to Smith. Smith plays it off the far board. Gets it up to Troush. Troush works it all the way down to the goal line. Brings it around to the near side. All the way back to center ice around the world and fires it back in. Oh, it's a little tired. He's going to go take a nap. Played back out to the middle. Cooper Smith picks it up there. Into the zone. He'll take it. Runs into some resistance in the corner. Mohawks will try and force out the far side. Knocked out to center ice by Mason City. Cooper Smith has it in his defensive zone. Plays it ahead to Magic Mitchell. Dumped into the zone by Salz. Or no, that's Waddick. Edelman back behind the net. Leaves it there for defense. Wrapped around. Waddick throws it out in front. Sauser. Oh! Weak backhander. Put a little more mustard on that. Sauser takes it away. Mason City recovers. They'll chip it out the far side. Mitchell plays it back to Molenkamp. Sends ahead. Just out of the reach of Waddick. Waddick knocks it back to McDermott. Completely intentional. Molenkamp plays it ahead. Mason City's got it in their own defensive zone. Played off the boards. Into the bench. 9:36 left on a running clock. Shots on goal are 35-8. We'll get Ortiz. Not Ortiz, Tito. No, it's Orr and Tees. And Eubanks, Waddick, and Elsie over on the far side. Played down the boards to Waddick, or Eubanks. He carries it to the middle. Sends it down to Orr. Now it's Tees. Works it down to the corner. Played back behind the net. So Eubanks, he'll wrap it around the boards. Held in by Waddick. Sends it towards the net. Tipped in front by Tees. The Mohawks have it. They'll bang it out the far side. It's a foot race. And it's icing. We'll get Troush, Powell, McDermott, Schrader, and Smith out. Puck's down. Schrader's got it. Plays it over to Troush. Troush from the tops of the circles. Works it to the slot. Fires it on net. Chipped wide by Edelman. He'll play it off the boards. Jumps over Elliott's stick. Held in by Cooper Smith. Loose puck. Mohawks will send it back out to center ice. Controlled there by Smith. Plays it over to McDermott. Gets it ahead to Schrader. Mason City back out to center ice. 2-on-2 the other way. Fired in. Saved by Bree. Puck trickles to the corner. Controlled there by McDermott. Battles for the puck. Oh, it squirts out. Powell's got it. Plays it out to neutral ice. It'll go the length for icing. We'll get Fugger, Randall, and Poles. Back by Mollenkamp. Shut off that stinger he took earlier. And Elsie looking to cross-check someone else to the head. Puck's down. Played to the wall. Sent on net. Tied up there by Elsie. Nice job. Far side, big shot. Kicked away by Breen. Fugger now races it up the board. Chips it off the wall. Got a step. Hits the brakes. Finds an empty space. Mason City takes it away. They'll counter. Out to neutral ice. 1-on-3. Terrible odds. Poked away by Mollenkamp over to Sukocha. Elsie sends it up. Held in by Mason City. Now chipped out by Else. Tyler Randall carries it into the zone. Works to the slot. Drops it out there. Nobody home. That was not a trip. That was not a trip, but Jack Fugger knows what the call was and heads to the bench. That was a 6-0 penalty if I've ever seen one. Waddick, Smith, Poles, and Randall out on the kill. Randall in for the draw. Played back. Waddick's got it there. Tries to clear it out. Centering pass. Tied up there. Whoa! Trouble. Now chipped out. Bouncing puck to the blue line. Mason City sends it down to the corner. And on net. Chipped wide. Wrapped around the boards. In the near corner now. Send out. Taken away by Michael Poles. He's 1-on-1 the other way. Almost gets himself offside again. Controls it in the corner along the wall. Taken away by Mason City. They'll send it out to neutral ice. Tyler Randall takes it away. Drops it off for Waddick. Waddick sends it back. That's offsides. 5:43 to go in the third period. Tees, Hull, and McDermott. And Powell. Powell in for the draw. Puck's down. Mason City forces it down to the corner. Honors down to get it. Powell wins the race down there. Battles for it on the end wall. Honors sends it around to the far side. Held it at the blue line. Mason City walks to the top of the circle. Saved by Breen. Kicked back behind the net. Now wrapped around to the near side. Pulled off the boards by Mason City. Bladed out by Powell. Mason City go D to D. Now played back up. Anders sends it ahead. Powell gets a piece of it. Tees scoops it up. He'll race in front of the scorer's table, sends it into the zone. Edelman back to stop behind the end of the net. Leaves it there for her defenseman, who works it out the far side. Carried up the ice, across the red line into the attacking zone. They send a weak shot towards Trevor. He stops it there, leaves it off for McDermott. McDermott rings it around to the near boards. Mason City all the way back to their blue line to get it. Now played ahead. Mason City into the zone with some speed. Backhander wide of the net. Anders has it. He's got Maddox Mitchell on the streak. Picks it up at the faceoff dot. Shot saved by Edelman. She'll hold on for a whistle. It's actually Endelman now that I think about it. Jocelyn started her career in Waterloo. She's been in Mason City, I think, the last 2 years, possibly 3. Maddox Mitchell out for the draw. Waddick and Sauser with him. Ethan Sauser now in the corner. Plays it down behind the net. Mason City takes it. They'll send it around the far side. Now off the boards. Elsie can't quite hold it in. Chipped up by Waddick. Mason City works it back in. Chip down to the corner. Elsie back to get it. Mason City back behind the net. Now it's Molenkamp. Up the boards to Mitchell. Mitchell sends it out to neutral ice. Sauser and Mitchell both run it down. They'll chip it around them. Waddick again ahead. Mason City player just off the bench. Has it taken away by Waddick. Races into the zone. Shot. Oh, hits Edelman in the head. Your goalie, it's not how you make the save, it's if you make the save. So, whatever works. We'll get Tees, Orr, and Eubanks out. Orr sends it over to the middle. Eubanks battles for it there. Played out, held in by Cooper Smith. Sent on net, saved by Edelman. They'll work it back behind the net. Try to carry it out the far side. Puked away by Eubanks. Sent on net, hits the side of the net, up into the netting, out of play. 2:20 left to go in the third period. Molenkamp and McDermott hop over for new defense. Bucks down. Shot saved. Brady Eubanks with a nice shot. Or Mason City will work it out the far side. Chipped around Molenkamp. 2-on-1 the other way. McDermott back. Nice sliding defensive play. That's Molenkamp throws the body into the corner. Tees sends it out to center ice. Eubanks will try and run it down. Beats the icing call. Gets the breaks in the corner. Works it back to the top of the circle. It's taken away by Mason City. Played out to neutral ice. Molenkamp can't quite get a stick on it. Played back behind the net. Orr's got it on the far side. Plays it ahead. Powell wasn't quite ready for that. Now dump back down the net. Breen stops it there. Leaves it off for Sukochov. Played over to Molenkamp. Got along the boards. Kicks back to the blue line. Knocked up down there. Mason City gets it ahead. Blake Schrader going to win the race to it in the defensive zone. Shot saved by Endelman. Played back to the blue line. Elsie knocks it back down to Blake. Can't get a good stick on it in the corner. And they'll work it back out to center ice. All the way back, 46 seconds left. Nice block by Waddick. Puck squirts out to the slot. Another nice block by Waddick. Sent all the way out to center ice. 28 seconds left. Into the attacking zone. Waddick's got it again. He'll take it back behind the net. Sends it out the far side to Elsie. She chips it up. Mason City tries to send it on net. Blocked by Waddick again. Battled on in the corner. Knocked away by Powell. Waddick's going to eat it on the boards for the last 8 seconds, or at least try to. Elliott Trout sends it to length. Bouncing puck saved by Edelman. That'll do it. Final here from Dubuque is 6-0 in favor of the Saints. Shots on goal end at 41-12. We'll probably start the JV or the varsity broadcast a little early just to make sure everything's working. Appreciate you watching and tolerating the technical difficulties. I'm Stephen Debson saying if